Liam Neeson's performance carries the film from beginning to end. He plays Jim with restraint and sincerity. Instead of trying to appear overly tough, Neeson allows vulnerability to show through the character's expressions and body language. Jim is not a perfect hero. He is stubborn, emotionally wounded, and physically aging. Yet those flaws make him interesting. The audience understands that he is trying to do the right thing despite his limitations. Neeson's calm delivery and natural screen charisma help make even quiet scenes engaging. The young actor Jacob Perez, who plays Miguel, also deserves recognition for his performance. Child actors in thriller films sometimes struggle to create believable emotional chemistry with experienced stars, but Perez does a strong job here. Miguel feels like a real child coping with fear, uncertainty, and grief. His interactions with Liam Neeson feel natural rather than forced. The gradual development of trust between Jim and Miguel becomes increasingly emotional as the story unfolds. Catherine Winnick appears in the film as Sarah, a police officer connected to Jim's life. Although her screen time is limited compared to the main storyline, she brings warmth and balance to the movie. Winnick gives her character sincerity and emotional intelligence, helping certain scenes feel more personal. Fans of her previous work will appreciate seeing her in a grounded dramatic role. The supporting cast overall performs well and helps maintain the movie's realistic tone. The cartel members are portrayed with seriousness rather than exaggerated villainy. While they function as the main threat in the story, the movie avoids turning them into cartoonish characters. This grounded approach keeps the tension believable and prevents the film from becoming overly dramatic. One of the strongest aspects of the movie is its simplicity. The film does not attempt to create an overly complicated plot with endless twists. Instead, it focuses on character relationships and emotional tension. That approach works surprisingly well because it allows the audience to connect with the characters on a deeper level. The emotional bond that develops between Jim and the young boy becomes the true heart of the film. Their relationship feels natural and evolves gradually, making many scenes more meaningful. Robert Lorenz deserves credit for directing the movie with restraint and patience. Robert Lorenz is known for his work with grounded dramas and character-focused storytelling, and that experience is visible here. Instead of turning every moment into loud action, he allows quieter scenes to breathe. The film spends time showing loneliness, fear, and emotional pain, which helps the audience understand the motivations of the characters. The pacing may feel slower compared to modern high-speed action movies, but it fits the emotional tone the director wanted to achieve. Visually, the movie captures the desert landscapes beautifully. The open roads, dusty towns, and isolated locations create an atmosphere that feels realistic and tense. The cinematography gives the film a modern Western feel, almost like an old-school cowboy story placed in contemporary times. There is a constant sense of isolation throughout the journey, and the wide landscapes help emphasize the vulnerability of the characters. Even during calm scenes, the environment reminds viewers that danger is never far away. The performance by Liam Neeson is one of the main reasons the film works so effectively. He plays Jim Hansen with a mix of toughness and sadness. His character is not physically invincible, and the movie makes sure to show his age and limitations. That realism actually improves the tension because viewers understand that he cannot simply overpower every threat. Liam Neeson's calm dialogue delivery and emotional expressions make Jim feel authentic. The actor also handles the quieter emotional moments extremely well, especially scenes involving regret and responsibility. The young actor Jacob Perez also gives a heartfelt performance as Miguel. Child performances in thrillers can sometimes feel artificial, but Jacob Perez brings sincerity and vulnerability to the role. His chemistry with Liam Neeson becomes stronger as the story progresses, and together they create some genuinely emotional scenes. Their interactions are believable because they slowly learn to trust each other instead of instantly becoming close. Another important performance comes from Catherine Winnick, who plays Sarah, a police officer connected to Jim's life. Although her screen time is more limited compared to the main duo, she adds emotional support to the narrative and helps ground the story further. Catherine Winnick brings warmth and seriousness to her role, making her scenes feel natural and sincere. The villains in the movie are portrayed in a straightforward but effective manner. Rather than creating exaggerated or cartoonish criminals, the film presents them as cold and relentless threats. Their presence creates continuous tension because they remain determined and dangerous throughout the journey. The chase element of the story keeps the suspense alive, even during slower emotional moments. One interesting thing about the film is how it blends genres. At first glance, it appears to be a standard action thriller, but underneath that surface, it is also a character drama and a modern western. The movie explores themes of redemption and second chances in a subtle way. Jim Hansen is not simply trying to protect the boy, he is also trying to rediscover meaning and purpose in his own life. That emotional layer gives the film more depth than many action movies released in recent years. The action scenes themselves are grounded and realistic. There are gunfights and chase moments, but the film avoids excessive spectacle. Every dangerous encounter feels personal and tense because the characters feel vulnerable. The action supports the story rather than overpowering it. Viewers expecting non-stop explosions may find the pace slower than typical Hollywood action films, but audiences who enjoy emotional storytelling mixed with suspense will likely appreciate the balance. The screenplay focuses heavily on emotional connection and survival. Dialogues are simple yet effective, and the film avoids unnecessary humor or distractions. Many scenes rely on silence and facial expressions rather than long speeches, which helps maintain the realistic tone. The emotional moments are handled carefully, and the film never becomes overly dramatic or sentimental. Music also plays an important role in setting the atmosphere. The soundtrack remains subtle for most of the runtime, supporting emotional scenes without becoming overwhelming. During tense moments, the music quietly increases suspense rather than dominating the scene. This restrained approach matches the grounded tone of the movie perfectly. What makes The Marksman stand out is its emotional sincerity. In an era where many action films focus only on spectacle, this movie chooses to tell a smaller and more personal story. It is about human connection, loneliness, sacrifice, and redemption just as much as it is about danger and survival. The emotional core keeps viewers invested from beginning to end. Fans of classic road trip dramas and modern Western-style thrillers will likely enjoy this film the most. It may not reinvent the action genre, but it succeeds because of strong performances, emotional storytelling, and grounded direction. The movie feels mature and patient, allowing the audience to spend time with its characters instead of rushing from one action scene to another. Overall, The Marksman is a solid and emotionally engaging thriller carried by an excellent performance from Liam Neeson and careful direction from Robert Lorenz. It combines suspense, emotion, and character-driven storytelling into a film that feels grounded and heartfelt. While the story follows a familiar structure, the sincerity of the performances and emotional themes make it memorable. It is the kind of movie that values heart and humanity over flashy spectacle, and that approach gives it a lasting emotional impact. This movie is available on YouTube free.